Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and in this video, I want to talk to you guys about bachelor's degrees in accounting and master's degrees in accounting, okay? What the differences is, why I would suggest not necessarily getting a master's degree in accounting unless you don't have a bachelor's degree in accounting and you're planning on going into accounting. Okay, so let's go all the way back. Where is this video idea or concept even coming from? By the way, I'm down here in Tampa, Florida right now. It's beautiful down here. I've been down here for a little over a month, and I'm going to be headed back to Atlanta soon. I'm very appreciative of the opportunity to come down here and work as a budget analyst for SOCOM during this government contract. I'm very appreciative of this opportunity, but it's time to head back to Atlanta. So now let's get back to what the reason I created this video. Well, so I believe in, I talk a lot about working for the federal government in these videos, whether or not it be for doing government contracts, whether or not be for even the military, or whether or not it is as a federal employee. I have done all three, okay? So I'm very uniquely qualified to speak about all of these different situations. And so I did a video where I discovered that there was another level that I didn't actually know about in accounting, for like a level that you can reach in accounting, working for, say, the federal government. I knew about SESs, I've spoken about SESs, but SES pay, the highest accountant salary that I had seen thus far was $281,000, and that was like 2022. And that was a crazy amount of money. You can make up to, and I was previously saying, you can make up to $281,000 as an accountant working for the federal government, which is crazy. That's crazy money, right? And so this was the highest level that I had ever seen for a salary for working for the federal government as an accountant, right? There's other salaries that go higher. If you're a doctor, they have the highest salaries. I think I've seen $460 or $480 as a doctor, as a medical doctor. But, of course, that was still over, probably in leadership over a large organization, maybe the CDC or HHS or something like that. Either way, I had not seen a salary higher than $281,000 as an accountant, but that was still an amazing amount of money that you can get with just having a bachelor's degree and maybe a certification, maybe not even a certification. Like, you can get to that level with just experience and a bachelor's degree in accounting. And so, that's kind of why I talk about this. Like, I don't want us to have to go out there and overeducate if it's not going to provide any value. So I found out about another level of accounting that you can reach in accounting working for the federal government. And the highest salary that I have seen thus far that an accountant can get to is a financial manager, and that salary was about $353,000. That's a crazy amount of money, okay? I didn't know that, because, accounting, there's so many different job titles. You could be in budget. You could be a budget analyst. You could be an accountant, auditor, CFO, financial manager. It's so many different, a comptroller, so many different titles. But that was the highest that I have seen thus far in the field of accounting that you could obtain with being an accountant. And so I was talking about that on a video. And so while, somebody responded to that video saying, I just got my bachelor's degree in accounting. Now I'm going to grad school to get my master's in accounting to become a forensic accountant and eventually to become a CFO. And I said, I would suggest you get your master's in something besides accounting, maybe an MBA in management or IT or HR, just something else, right? Once you have your bachelor's in accounting, you've already maxed out accounting, right? Getting an associate's degree in accounting is useless because you're not really an accountant until you have a bachelor's degree. You get your bachelor's degree in accounting, now you're an accountant. getting a master's degree doesn't allow you to do more accounting, right? Like you're already, as long as you got your bachelor's degree in accounting, you're already an accountant. It's not another level of accounting having a master's degree. So then once you get, now, if you got a bachelor's degree in, say, criminal justice, then yes, go on, get your master's degree in accounting. Now you can do accounting work. Now you're an accountant, right? But outside of that, there's not really a reason to get an associate's degree in accounting, a bachelor's degree in accounting, and a master's degree in accounting, or a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in accounting. It's not really a benefit to you at all to really do that unless, well, it's not really a benefit to get a master's degree in that same concentration because you've already unlocked the fact that you're an accountant. Now you can unlock maybe some management skills or management positions, which you can still do, I guess, with an accounting degree, but it just has a different title. And so some people are pre-programmed to only look for certain things. So if you have an MBA in management, some people may look at you having an MBA or having a master's in accounting and not really see that as an MBA or see that as a management capability. They may just see it that, oh, well, you know how to do accounting really well, but I have a management position for something else, maybe an HR position, but you have a master's in accounting versus I have say I don't have one, but say if I had a MBA in management, they may respect my management degree because I'm going to be managing people versus if I have an accounting master's, they may not understand those two things is correlated. It's just to give you other options. You can get a master's in IT, a master's in public health, a master's in something else. All I'm trying to say is you can unlock multiple career paths by having different master's degrees. And so I said that. And then they responded and said, I appreciate the advice, but a lot of people have MBAs, and if you don't get an MBA from a top tier school like Harvard or Stanford University, it's pretty much a waste of time because so many people have it. Besides, MBAs are way more expensive and you have to take more courses. Now, with that statement, I am not sure what they are talking about. Not at all. An MBA is just an additional tool that you could have as in your tool bag. But a master's in accounting isn't going to do more for you than having a general accounting, the bachelor's in accounting. It's not going to do more for you. So even if you do have an MBA and everybody has an MBA, there may be a reason why everybody has an MBA. It might be some value to it versus not many people having a master's in accounting. Because remember, I was saying MBA in management, still a concentration. You don't want to I wouldn't suggest just having a generic MBA with no concentration. I would say have a concentration in something. And, but you could also get something else. IT, I also said other things. It's not necessarily that you just have to get like a MBA in management, or you could just get a master's in IT, master's in public health, master's in something, anything outside of just another accounting degree, because it's not really going to do anything for you. Now, when it comes to more courses, I would say, I could be wrong here. I don't know what program you're looking at. It's two things I need to address. One is having an MBA from a non-Ivy League school. It depends on what job you're applying for, but I can show you CFOs, plenty of CFOs. And like I said, I primarily target, my channel is primarily targeting people working for the federal government, whether you're working as a contractor or you're working as an employee. And I can show you probably 9 out of 10 people who are in CFO or management positions or leadership positions who do not have a degree from an Ivy League school working for the federal government in those type of positions. I've only recently even seen somebody who had an actual degree from Harvard. Everyone else just got a degree from Troy State or UGA or, Georgia State or Florida State or, University of Florida. Like, I've only seen those really, like FAMU, I haven't really seen very many Ivy League graduates in the government sector. They may be more private sector. Maybe that's what you're maybe more focused on or looking at, but I couldn't really speak to that. What I'm speaking to is not just like like somebody telling you what they think. I'm telling you what I know. I know for a fact that if you get a master's degree, it almost doesn't even matter what school you get it from. The government is not necessarily looking at what school you got your degree from. They're looking at your experience and that you do have requisite knowledge to show that, like, okay, say if you got a degree in accounting, and let's say it's a program analyst position. The program analyst position, you might be doing accounting work or you might be an auditor, but the program analyst position does not care about your education. But if you were going into a position that says auditor, and they may be doing the same job, an auditor position and a program analyst position can end up doing the same job, same exact job. I believe my supervisors, when I was classified as an auditor, were program analysts. But you don't have to fall under the title of auditor to do auditor work. But if you are under the title of auditor, then you have to have the education, the 24 credit hours in accounting, bachelor's degree, whatever. You have to have that. But if you're going to be a program analyst and you can do the same exact job, you do not have to have the education requirement. So take that for what you will. But unless you're going into a program that specifically says you have to have this, then yes, you have to have that requisite education. So they may have a job, let's say it's a program analyst position, and it says, okay, you need to have this, or this. Like, you need to have a degree that says you, it probably doesn't say you have to have a degree. It might say you have to have a degree to come in at a certain grade, right? Or it'll say you need a bachelor's degree to come in as a GS7, or you need 4 years of experience in this kind of section, and this, and this. Or you need a combination of maybe you got some college experience and some experience working at a certain, in a certain field for maybe 2 years, and you got 2 years of education, or 3 years of experience working in this space and 1 year education. And so you can do the combination. So it's not like a, straight line across. But certain things will say you got to have this kind of degree, this kind of education, or whatever. So when it comes to getting a master's degree may allow you to come in as a GS9 starting out. You can start out as a GS9 versus a GS7. That's about the most that a master's degree is going to do. You won't be able to become a CFO with a master's degree out of college. You're not going to be able to start working with a master's degree. You're going to have to come up through the ranks through experience. You have to get the experience. Experience trumps education in almost every situation with the government. And that's, like I said, I speak more so from that angle. And now, if you wanted to say sit for the CPA, then the CPA is going to require, depending on your state, you have to look up by your state, but they usually require at least 150 credit hours, and your undergrad is going to be about 124, which would mean you need to pick up around 30 credits or so in order to sit for the CPA. And typically, a master's program is 30 to 36 credit hours, and that's why a lot of people end up getting their master's degree because they still have to pick up those college credits anyway. And they may be like 6 credits over, like 2 classes over, being able to sit for their CPA, but they go ahead and finish it just because they're so close. That's why a lot of people still end up doing that if they're planning to sit for the CPA. I don't plan on sitting for the CPA, even though I have way more than enough credits. I have over 200 and some, or almost 300 credits or something, I believe. So I have more than enough credits to sit for the CPA because I only needed 150, but I don't necessarily plan on getting sitting for the CPA. If I were you, which Yeah, if I were you, I would be more so focused on certifications. So you get your bachelor's degree and you get, especially if you're talking about forensics. Oh, that's the other part. And they said, and I got to send this to them. I got to send this video link to them because they said Master in Accounting teaches students advanced auditing and fraud investigation to become a forensic accountant, which is what I'll be doing the first few years of my career. You can even do it with a concentration in data analytics or taxes as well. I chose forensic accounting. I also been having a very hard time finding an entry-level position in accounting with just a bachelor's degree. I don't know what they're talking about. I got to send them some links to some entry-level positions. I don't know what their issue is with that. Maybe they're talking about because they're looking at only forensic accounting. I don't know. I don't think there's a whole lot of forensic accounting positions by title in general. But then they might need to be looking at auditor positions instead of forensic accounting positions. Maybe that's an issue. I don't know. We'll see. But then they also said a master's in accounting has several concentrations like business analytics, taxes, forensic accounting. I chose forensic accounting because it has course. Okay, maybe they put that twice. I think they put that twice. So then they replied to somebody else and said, not necessarily. You can start your career as an accountant in public sector, but eventually the smartest thing to do is switch to private accounting. All right, now let's discuss some of these things. So let's say you go to college and you get your bachelor's degree in accounting and you get your master's degree in accounting and you take some additional forensic accounting classes. I hate to tell you this. I hate to say it this way, but typically nobody is looking at your transcript when you go get a job, especially in accounting. They're not looking to see the individual classes very often, right? So even if you took a class in forensic accounting, if I gave you a job in audit and you took a forensic accounting class, you would not be able to do that job. College doesn't necessarily teach you how to do a particular job. It might teach you theory, might teach you different tips that you can use or philosophies to look at things, but it's not going to teach you how to do that job, right? So if I've been doing a job for 6 months and you go and you get your master's degree, let's say me and you both get out of school with our bachelor's degrees. I go straight to work and I work as an auditor. I got 6 months under my belt in my job. Let's say I'm working for, let's say Department of Interior Inspector General as an auditor. I'm entry level. I'm there for 6 months. You're in college working on your master's degree. You got 2 years to finish your master's degree. All right, so I'm back. My other phone got too hot, so I had to switch phones. All right, but let's say you've gone to college to finish your master's degree. I've gone to work. So for those 6 months that I've been working, while you're working on your master's degree, let's say you say, you know what, I'm only going to do 6 months. I'm going to come and try to do this job now, right? You're literally 6 months behind me, right? So even though you may be taking classes about forensic accounting and all of that, I've been working at the Inspector General office for the last 6 months, which means that first of all, Inspector General is the highest level of audit in the world, right? So I've been working in a space, learning programs that you've never heard of because you don't use these programs in college. You don't know what these programs are, and I've been held to a certain standard. The highest level of accounting or audit in the world is working for Inspector General. So I'm working for Inspector General for 6 months, learning these programs. You get here after 6 months into your master's degree, you're clueless. You have no idea. You are where I was when I graduated with my bachelor's degree and started here day one. So yes, you're 6 months, you got 6 months more education. You are still lost, you know? You're a fourth of the way through your master's program and you have no idea what we're doing in here. You are a baby in here. So I'm 6 months behind you in education, and I'm trying to teach you these systems. And this is kind of what's going to happen no matter where you go to work, okay? No matter where you go to work, you're going to be learning new systems. I don't care if you even became a doctor, unless they all use the same medical software, which Emory is a hospital. They may be using different software than, say, the VA hospital, and the VA hospital might be using a different software from, and so you have to learn all of these things. You're not going to be able to just jump in and do audit work or forensic accounting because you don't even know what the process is here or what rules govern this situation. You'll have theory. You'll understand in theory what you could be looking at or those kind of ideals, but you're not going to understand uh, the 5 elements of a finding. Maybe they teach you this, but we're talking about actually applying them in real life. I've taken a tax class in college. I would have been better taking a H&R Block class, about tax that would have been way more thorough and actually teaching me how to do taxes versus a class that teaches me in theory how to do taxes. It is a very different thing. So imagine you in your master's program for 2 years. I've been actually working, doing the job, because the job requires me have a bachelor's degree in this space, and I can do the job. So having a master's degree, you come out with a master's degree, but you 2 years behind me. You 2 years behind me. In 2 years, in another year or two, I might be ready to be a supervisor. You are not ready to be a supervisor. You're still working on becoming good enough to do, work on stuff on your own still. So this is how jobs look at you and what you're able to do. College doesn't, taking those more in-depth classes, they don't mean anything. We just need you to have the minimum that it requires for us to hire you and then train you. We're going to send you to the training that you actually need to do this job. We're going to train you hand to hand with what you need to actually do this job. I guarantee you, I just accepted a supervisor position, right, with the VA. I take the supervisor position, and even though I got my degrees, I got my education, I got all of that, I'm still considered a new supervisor, even though I supervised and led and I've done all of this in private side. The VA is still going to send me to do more training through them. They're still gonna, you know what, I know you did that, but before we even let you supervise anybody, we gotta make sure you're at our level or you've had our kind of training of what supervisory is. And this is just what the real workforce is, like really out here. This is not theory and all of that. And also, what's gonna more prepare you for doing like those kind of forensic kind of things, like you, especially if you want to work in fraud, you want to get a CFE. CFE is a certified fraud examiner. You have a CPA, certified public accountant. You have a CDMA, CDF, let's see, CMA, certified management accountant. You have a CDFM, certified defense financial manager. You have a CGFM, certified government financial manager. I would say if you want to be a CFO, which is what I'm going to be doing, I probably will get my CGFM. But that's also because I'm targeting the government. Certified government financial manager. The guy who I'm talking about who makes the 350-something thousand, he has his bachelor's degree, and he also has his certification for his CGFM. He doesn't have a master's degree in accounting. He doesn't have a CPA. He doesn't have all of those things because we're working for the government. If you're working private sector, I'd say get a CFE, which is still good for the government. Any certification the government respects, right? But whenever you have financial manager in your title for your certification, like a CGFM is certified government financial manager. Anytime you have the financial manager as part of your title, it definitely makes you look like you're ready to be like really in charge of handling, those funds. As a financial manager, you're a certified financial manager. Going through a program, a master's program, a job just needs you to have the minimum to hire you, but they don't think that you're certified or anything like that. You just gave them the ability to get you in there. But If you have a master's degree in accounting, and if you got a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in accounting, and I have a bachelor's degree in accounting and a certification, I'm more likely, 10 times more likely to get that job over you. It's just what it is. So, anyway, I don't know if I addressed all of this. My other phone got too hot, so I had to switch out. So I'm kind of like off of my bearing. But this video was just more so to kind of give you more of an insight of how this world really works out here. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We out. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.